Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today we are gonna do an easier journal page and we are gonna start using this trace oxidizing spray, and to use that I need really my little box, so I try to avoid the mess that I did every time. So I'm just gonna spray two colors. I'm gonna spray Mermaid Lagoon, this is the blue, and kind of green is Cracked Pistachio. And I'm used those as a base. I'm spraying more or less everywhere a lot. A base, then I can use the distress inks, distress oxide ink, normal with with the blender. This is Salty Ocean, and then I'm gonna use Aegean for the green, just to reinforce the two colors. The reason why I'm doing this kind of strange technique is because this journal is not so good for the distress ink, for the blending of the ink. So in this way the page is gonna get wet, so we have already the base with the spray, and then on top I can blend much easily with the blender, and this is gonna save me a lot of time, really a lot of time. Now, maybe we can do the same stuff, putting as a base the watercolor, watercolor base, and then on top again the distress ink. This is gonna be something that, a little trick that can help to achieve, let's say, the background that we want to have in a quicker way when we have a journal that is not helping so much. Because I remember, I did one page, the first page of this journal with normal technique of blending the distress ink, and it took me so much time and I had so much pain then on my wrist that was not going to happen anymore. Now that I know, I'm kind of trying to find some tricks. Then with the same color I'm just doing some stamping on the background, just to have to add some interest, and I'm just using a stamp with a butterfly. Then done with the background, and we are gonna focus on the focal point. So I'm kind of using some pages from magazines that I have with different color, mainly blue, pink, and then the text for the white. And I'm gonna cut those kind of little stripe diagonal, just to have interest also on the text of the page, on the text, let's say, that we have on the page, and then short, so little triangle, little rectangles. Instead, the first base that we are going to use is going to be a little triangle, but anyway, it doesn't matter, you can use also different kind of shape. And then basically from there I decided to build step by step a flower, and I'm showing here just one flower, and then I'm just cut everything similarly. And so basically, as you can see, I'm going layer by layer, trying to change a little bit the angle of the stripes, the cutout that I have. So in this way it's gonna be like the petals, of the rose. At least that's the idea, and I think it's kind of cool, and it will give some texture on the page as well, because it's not gonna be completely flat. The important is that you really change a little bit the angle, and this is gonna be the trick. Doesn't matter if the pieces are longer or shorter, because in the end we are gonna cut it out. But I'm using a lot of glue, and this is Liquitex matte medium, and going on the bottom, on top, I'm really using a lot of glue. Just pay attention with if you do this one with the color pages that I have, like the pink and the blue that I had as well, because that can remove the color on the page. So be careful with the matte medium. Then when I'm happy with the shape, with the dimension of the flower, I'm decided to just cut round pieces, and I have different dimension of flowers and different color. So I'm just putting those apart, and then I'll be back with the journal, with the background, and try to place the flowers in a nice position when I'm happy with it, and then glue everything on the page. As you can see, I decided to have 5 flowers. It's always better to have odd numbers on the page, but you do you. This is not really a rule, it's more pleasing to the eyes. I can even have even more, but in the end the 5 I think was fine. Now was time to do some additional little decoration, so I decided to add some stems on the flowers using Posca pen. As always, with the Posca, I always forget, but I'm telling you every time, shake well before putting something on the page, because it's not gonna work well otherwise. And that's especially with the white. But anyway, it's fine. I'm just doing on the go, let's say. And so I have the base. I just decided to have different color of stems. So we have white base, then blue base, and black base. But in the end, I'm just gonna add little stripes to add the kind of with that whimsical look. So we are gonna have the stripes on top always with the black. Again, the black Posca pen is gonna work perfectly. Because it's acrylic paint, so you can go on top of any other color very easily and quick. And that's what I like of Posca pen, to be honest. The only thing that I don't like of Posca pen is the mess that you need to do, because you need really to check well every time, because otherwise the nib is not gonna have enough color, and then sometimes it can create a little mess on the page. Anyway, after doing this little addition, let's say, to the page, I'm moving to the quote. So for the quote, I'm using my Kelly Creates brush marker in black, and I'm not doing any particularly calligraphy style. I'm just using my handwriting style. And while I'm writing there, I just saw it. I was a bit confused here at this moment, because I saw I did a mess, because I was supposed to write down when things inside you when things change inside you, things change around you. And instead I made a mess, because I wrote already around you in the beginning, and I was trying to think how to kind of solve the issue, but I didn't want to glue anything on top of the page, so I decided, okay, that's fine, I will just switch the quote. So the quote now is, when things change around you, things change inside you. That is Santa is right as well, but I had in my mind more on the opposite. Anyway, just for the quote, I'm then using again the Posca marker to add again the same whimsical look that we had on the stems on the letter as well. And I think it turned out pretty nice. Then I was not happy with the final result. I needed more dimension, more shadow, so I decided to add the old technique with the Faber-Castell pit markers. Those are the three colors that I'm using are basically medium flesh for the light pink, then I'm going on top with the Indian red. This is the dark brownish red that you can see now, and then on the blue side and on the white flower I'm using Indian train blue. And I always have, after applying a little line on the page, I always have a little time to move it and smash a little bit the color with my finger. Now this works well on top of the magazine page as well, but in this case, since I had the matte medium on top, I had a lot of matte medium on top, it's even more easily to move and to blend. But I didn't want to blend too much, so if you see, really I wanted to have this kind of little rush color technique, so rough color technique. That was the idea, especially for the white flower. I think this was something that was really needed. The other one was kind of fine, but in this way you can really see more the layers of the flower. And that's basically the easy page that I was sharing with you today. I hope you had fun with this little project and you got some inspiration. And I leave you a picture in the end, and I leave you also a video that I did, another video that I did doing flowers, similar technique. Thanks a lot for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.